Number 7, Paul Foster-Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, my question is to the Minister of Transport and asks, what progress is the government making on the Wellington Northern Corridor road of national significance?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, very good progress. Yesterday it was my privilege to turn the first digger bucket of soil to mark the start of construction of the Mackay's to Peka Expressway, an important milestone on the Northern Corridor. Yesterday also marked an important milestone for Transmission Gully, a section of the corridor. New Zealand Transport Agency announced a preferred bidder, with the final details of that being made available in February. Beginning construction of the Mackay's to Peka Expressway and the announcement of the preferred bidder for Transmission Gully are significant steps forward in the government's long-term strategy to improve transport infrastructure nationally and locally.
Supplementary question, Paul Foster-Bell.
Thank you, sir. Supplementary to the Minister. What are some of the many benefits of the Wellington Northern Corridor?
Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
The Mackay's to Peka Expressway is expected to be open to traffic in 2017.
Order. The member has a right to ask a question and to at least have a chance to hear the answer. Could I ask for a little less interjection from my left-hand side of the House?
I'm slightly intimidated, Mr. Speaker, by Ms King's excitement over my recent customary dress. But, Mr. Speaker,
would the Minister now continue with the essence of the answer?
She might not have been worried about the dress, but she's excited by what she saw. Mr. Speaker, the Mackay's to Peka Expressway is expected to be open for traffic in 2017.
Does the Minister...
And Transmission Gully is aiming for completion by 2020.
Could we just have an end to the comedy show and a completion of the answer would be helpful?
Mr. Speaker, it's very difficult for me. I accept that the te reo that's required here, Peka, in the context of their laughter, is probably causing a degree of excitement, but I do have to get this information out for the public.
Well, the Minister had better hurry up, because he's running out of chances.
Well, it's got worse. It's gone from Anak Keane to Grant Robertson. I'm terribly intimidated now.
And I invite the Minister this time to finish his answer, or we're not moving elsewhere. I will hear the point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to reassure the member I have no interest in his Peka.
And that is certainly not a point of order. Does the Minister wish to finish, or should we... Further supplementary question?
I do. No, Mr. Speaker, the question was about the benefits. I would like to get the question out. It's important for the people of the Wellington region.
The Minister had better hurry up.
The Mackay's to Peka Expressway is expected to be open for traffic in 2017, and Transmission Gully is aiming for completion by 2020. The full 110 kilometres of the Northern Corridor is expected to be completed by 2024. During this work is expected to provide up to 8,000 new construction jobs, and once completed, about 1,000 jobs will be the effect on a permanent basis throughout the community. I'd like to thank the mayors of the region who turned up yesterday: Fran Wild, Ross Church, Nick Leggett, Wayne Guppy and Celia Wade Brown, all of whom have been extremely supportive of this important piece of infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, the only thing that can stop this road now is a Labor Greens government.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Peter Dunne.
Mr. Speaker, has the Minister received any advice from the NZTA about the level of progress to be expected in reasonable circumstances next year with regard to both the construction of the expressway and Transmission Gully?
Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to begin my answer by acknowledging the hard work that the Honourable Peter Dunne, as MP for Ohario, has done over a long number of years to promote this project. Sir, we would expect to have the preferred bidder in contract in February, with work perhaps beginning by the middle of next year. On the Mackay's to Peka, we're following a similar process and would expect that work to commence perhaps in the third quarter of next year.
Question number 8, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.